Shalom. Kal Halalima Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, elder bishops of Great Millstone, and a hearty shalom to the prophets of that body, and shalom to the 144,001/3, the elect men, women, and children that have been chosen from the foundation of the earth to be beamed up and protected prior to being beamed up in these times to come. All right, when the so-called UFOs will turn up, okay, the angels of Yahweh Shem Yashai, okay, Yahweh Shem Yashai, Yahweh Shai himself, okay, will beam these elect members up. Shalom. You know, if you've noticed, when these truth books that are written, okay, because everything stems from the Bible, whether it's movies, any kind of entertainment, even music, you know. One of them songs popped in my mind. I don't know who they were. Three Israelite women. They sung that song by the river of down the river of Babylon, or by the river of Babylon, where we remembered Zion. Okay, I don't recollect who they were. I'm not going to Google them right now because I want to stay on this wavelength of what I'm trying to say. Okay, everything stems from the Bible. Now, certain books have been written, alluding and connecting to the fact that America is modern day Babylon, or the daughter of Babylon, right? All right, which it is. Some people believe it, some people don't, or some people just see the correlation between them. You know, they're that slow that they can't even put two and two together. You know, they're bringing two and two together, they're getting five when it's supposed to be four. But nevertheless, Elder Malcolm the apostles on down, and Elder Malcolm and some of the other historians within Great Millstone, you know, have spent a lot of their hard-earned money, right, in purchasing books that have receipts. Obviously, the Bible has the major receipts, but other books also have receipts in terms of providing information, you know, that expand on certain areas within the scriptures, right? And, you know, before people even know about a certain book, it might be like $30, £30, right? And then soon as the men of the Lord bring it to the forefront and they let you know what's in there, right? Then those books, you know, not quadruple in price, they go off the chain in price. At £3,000, £4,000, $6,000, $7,000. Look at this book, right? I just saw this right now. And it's a fair chunk, man. For a book, yeah. You're not buying a jacket. So this is a damn book. America, the Babylon. America's destiny foretold in biblical prophecy. Look at the price. £520.99. Last time I checked, approximately $1,375 is about £1,000, right? Okay, so this, I don't know, this could be like what, $600, $700 just for a book. So how much more other books that have greater information in it? Okay. Nevertheless, America is Babylon. Okay, he has all the characteristics of Babylon, and the main thing is that we Israelites, especially my brothers in America, right, are in captivity again. We're all in captivity, but brothers in America, you know, it's because America is ground zero, right? That's going to be blown off the face of the earth. All right. Now, I hate this place. Okay. I was just meditating upon it about 4 o'clock this morning, and I was looking out the window and I was thinking to myself, you know, I feel like, you know, because nothing in my mind can focus on anything except on Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, I feel like, you know, this is how I feel. Obviously, the Lord is not going to forget about you if you're part of that number to be beamed up, right? I feel like a younger brother waiting on the steps of the school, right? And you're waiting for your brother to turn up in his chariot, in his vehicle, to pick you up from school. And you're waiting attentively. You're not crying. You're not scared. You're just waiting there like a younger brother waiting for his older brother to turn up. And you don't want to do anything else. You can't focus on anything else, right? Because your focus is on Yahweh Shai, you know? It's just that, you know? You know? You don't think about like, it's just the focal point is Yahweh Shai, man, Yahweh Bashim Shai. And you're waiting for your big brother, Yahweh Shai, to turn up to pick you up from school. Obviously, we're not at school, but I'm just using that analogy, that example. That's how I feel. I'm waiting at the school steps. We're all waiting, right? Waiting for that great day. It's going to be scary, but it's going to be amazing as well. That's why I love watching the Independence Day, the first 20, 25 minutes, man, especially when the chariot turns up and the smoke clears. You see that beautiful, big, powerful. It looks heavy, like it's going to fall on you, but it's like, it's a living being, man, that chariot. Yahweh Bashim Yashai's chariot, man. It turns up. Man, it looks amazing, man. Anyway, I'm just digressing, saying a couple of thoughts out in my head. What I want to get to is, as Apostle Rakayala would say, is pray without ceasing. Keep your medicine strong. And within your prayers, every morning and even throughout the day, when the Spirit is on you, chant this place down. Obviously, Yahweh Shem Shai is going to do it in his own timeline, because the Lord is not a man that he should lie. I mean, is he a man that he should lie? Didn't he make a scumbag Edomite that's not even, not even the elect, not even the ruling class? We're the ruling class. We're Israelites. A scumbag Edomite and heathen nations, scumbag Edomites and heathen nations have ruled over us. The Lord is fair, even gave those scumbags, Edomites and other heathen nations, chance to rule, man. Chance to feel like they're somebody. How much more we Israelites, man, when we get out time, which is going to be forever. Okay? The Lord wants you to scramble for it, man, to ask him, Lord, destroy this place. Send curses upon this place. Send curses upon Esau, the heathen nations, the 2/3. Throw up curses, man. Chant this place down. All right? Chant this place down. All right? What did the Lord say? Okay, let's go. Let's go some scriptures, man. I got some scriptures lined up. Amos 9:8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yashai are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yashai. All right? The Lord's going to keep that 1/3, man, the 144,000 men, and under the banner of this 144,000 men, under the spirit power of Yahweh Bashim Yashai, right, will be the other men, women, and children, which will be part of the 1/3, right? I mean, look at it. Let me see any other images. Oh, that's a beautiful image. I love this image. Lovely, man. Look at that. Poetic, isn't it? It's a scumbag bitch fall to the ground. It's fire everywhere. New York on fire. Babylon. Fallen is Babylon the Great. She has become a dwelling for demons and a haunt for every impure spirit. Is this a website or is it a book? I might check this out later. Yasmana.com. Check that out. Or Daily Manna. Yeah, we destroyed, all right. Look at this one. America's Mystery Babylon. Look at that. Boom. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so the Lord's going to destroy off the face of the earth. What are some scriptures, man? Psalm 2:8. What did the Lord say, right? First of all, when you ask the Lord, you can't just ask willy-nilly. You can't be like, half-hearted about it. You got to be fully stern, right? You can't be wavering, as the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yashai says. Paraphrasing scripture, the Lord doesn't want you to waver, right? You got to be fully stern and focused, right? And believe that the Lord will do it. All right? And that first of all starts with faith, man. Hebrews 11 verse 1, Hebrews 11 verse 6. All right. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11 verse 6. The Lord wants you, you know, the Lord is isn't pleased if you don't have faith. All right. The Lord wants you to have faith, man. Let's go to Hebrews 11 verse 6. I think I quoted it wrong. Hebrews 11 verse 6, King James Version. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and he is a reward of them that diligently seek him. Indeed. All right. Psalm 2 and 8. Okay, what did the Lord also say as well? If you got faith as a grain of a mustard seed, you can move, one mountain from one place to another. And a mustard seed is a very small seed, man. It's tiny. All right. Psalm 2 and 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. The Lord said, ask me, and I'll give these things to you. But there's a stipulation to that. There are rules and regulations you have to follow to acquire these things. First and foremost, you've got to be an Israelite. And number two, you've got to have the name. And number three, right, whether you're beamed up first time round or you're born in the kingdom, right, these things will come into fruition. But let's just focus on the elect. They will get it. And slowly but surely, as this kingdom falls, you're going to see certain things, right? They won't go all your way all the time perfectly, because at the end of the day, the Lord has to keep us in a humble position. But the Lord is going to put you in a better position than you ever were. All right, remember that. Okay? And you also need to have the name when you do ask Yahweh Bashem Yashai. All right, let's go there. Let's read it one more time. Psalm 2 and 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. John 14, verses 13 and 14. And whatsoever ye shall ask in my name. All right, Acts 4 and 12. There is only one name under heaven that we must be saved. Whether you ask for something or you want to be saved, there's a name that you have to say. All right. When you watch that movie with Tom Cruise in it, on the left-hand side, what's it called? Eyes Wide Shut. Didn't that geezer have to get some kind of code to get inside that wacky demonic mansion? Right? And that's just something low for these damn heathens. Right? Before our power in heaven and earth and beyond, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, we have to ask him. Okay? And whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, which is Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. That's Yahweh and Yahushai. All right? Verse 14. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. The Lord wants you to do certain things that you never did before. Are you reading now? You're reading scriptures where it's a verse, not verse a day, a chapter a day, 2 chapters a day, trying to make a video a day. Don't worry about it if you watch the apostles and elders and think to yourself, man, I can't even talk like that. I'm not a spiritual ninja with scriptures. Even Apostle Ramblab said in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yashai, because the Lord answers your questions when you got in your mind. You know that, bro. Yeah? You might be just through the spirit watching a lesson and that question is answered within the first 20 minutes of that lesson. Apostle Ramlab said, even if you know 3-4 scriptures, and you're repeating every day, just do it. But utilize it in a different format, of course, like a different subject, because the scriptures apply to various situations. It's not just one particular situation. As Apostle Gabar would say, repetition is the father of skill. Right? So you got to do these things as well. And most importantly, you got to pray, man. You got to pray and you got to believe. What does Jake say? Believe that. Believe that. Believe that. Right? Believe. Yeah, you got to believe in Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. And the Lord will open your mind up. All right? And you'll see greater things. You'll be all right. All right? And the Lord wants to see his people rule, man. And the Lord's going to do it. Because Esau, man, look, listen. Esau, right, paraphrasing scripture, can't pass bounds that are already set. There are bounds, limits. Let's just say in plain terms for people that don't understand. There is a limit, all right? Someone that's on house arrest, okay, they're in a, they can't go past 100 feet of their front garden or 100 feet of their back garden, for example, right? That's a limit. Esau has limits. Esau can't stretch it like a rubber band. So there is a timeline. There is a day, uh, an hour, a second, a millisecond, a nanosecond, when the Lord will say, boom, that's it. Esau done. All right? Esau's trying to find ways to increase his kingdom, to rule forever, to trying to mess up the prophecies, trying to delete all the Israelites. You know, they even go on their left-hand side demonic ways and go into the, I don't know, some kind of, what do they call it? I forgot the term, bro. A glass ball. You know, like you see these movies when you're children, you see some witch or someone to read your hand or your future, whatever. They've got this like glass ball or whatever. I forgot the term. There's a term. But nevertheless, right? Uh, they looked into their left-hand side technology, and the answer came back saying that they've been weighed, meaning that you've had your fun in the sun, so to speak. That's it for you. Nothing more. You're not going to get another teaspoon more of rulership. I don't know. Hope you understand, right? You can't get nothing no more. That's it. All right. Our time is coming. Do you realize we don't have to go through no more incarnations? If if you die on this side, Lord willing, a righteous death, or you're up in age and you go naturally, right? You'll be born in the kingdom as a baby, bro. You'll be in the kingdom. Do you realize that, man? All happiness forever, man. Come on, man. We'll be with the Lord. The Lord's in us. No more aches and pains. No more crying. No more tears. No more getting up for work. No more washing dishes, vacuuming. All these tedious things that we got to do, right? We're gonna be with Yahweh Bashim Yashai, man. And if you make it through the first trip, man, that's an experience. You could be in a body that which will you put it this way, you could be in a body right now where you'll be changed, but you won't experience death again. Our time is coming. All right, so chant down Babylon. All right, what did the Lord say? If you ask anything in my name, I will do it. But the name is the key. It can't be no fucking Uday Wade, that Elamite Pakistani guy, whoever he thinks he's in Israel. Could be a Jake or a Baghdad Jake, right? That was teaching some Southern Kingdom Jakes, giving them a crazy name like Uday Wade. That's who you got to pray to, right? Or you come, Asher Ahaya, whatever, right? Come, Yeshua, right? Come, Buddha, Allah, none of that bullshit. It's Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, man. All right, that's the name, that's the key. All right, if you're not saying the name, you're not getting in. All right, the Lord ain't gonna hear you if you don't have the name, and you got to believe. You got to believe. All right, Hebrews 11 verse 1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen. So everybody, all right, chant down Babylon. As soon as you wake up, say, Tawada Yahabashim Mashah for waking me up and letting me see another day. Tawada for doing the same thing for all my Mashpakia Abarataza. And then, you throw up some prayers, do the Lord's Prayer. You say, Lord, please destroy Babylon. Shema Batak, my Mashpakia and myself, destroy Babylon, Babakashah. Destroy Esau, send curses, death, destructions, evils, and mournings to these Edomites, to these Babylonians, to these heathens, these 2/3. Chant it down. All right? The Lord wants you to want the kingdom. The same way you men desire a beautiful woman, you see her, you're a youngster, you're 18, 19 years old, you just started college or whatever, right? It's a nice sunny October. I don't know, not October, sorry. It's, well, in October in the UK, it's quite sunny at the moment, back in the 90s, I remember, right? And you see this fine, and it's a nice autumn sort of day, but it's still bright. I'll say that. And you see this fine thing, you do your little root, knowledge, you see with someone, blah, 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 you might speak to her girlfriends or whatever, and then you make the move on her. The same way you desire that beautiful, curvaceous thing, the Lord wants you to want the kingdom, man. All right? So you gotta, Because I tell you one thing, if you're comfortable in this hell, there's something wrong with you. All right, and then maybe the Lord ain't with you if you're comfortable in Babylon. Because I sure as hell ain't comfortable. All right, I want out this bitch. I'm gonna chant it down. And I hope you, whoever listens or whoever watches or whatever, hey man, please join in. Public show, So read the scriptures. That's it. That's it from me. I think I made the point. Pray, call upon the name, believe, chant down Babylon, read the scriptures, make lessons if you can. Everyone's got a specific office, all right? Everybody can't be an apostle. Everybody can't be a bishop. Everybody can't be one of our, our prophets that we learn from, man. Everyone's got a little off, their own, as they say, own domain, their own remit, Try and get better at that, okay? And this knowledge is beautiful, man. I don't care what you say, man. This knowledge is beautiful, man. I sometimes read the scriptures in the morning and I'm thinking, man, I've got to go work now. I'd rather just be diving deep into the Bible, man, watching lessons, watching old lessons of the apostles when they were young and when they were older, and just taking it all in, man. And just thinking about Yahweh Hashem Yashai. Just waiting till the Lord returns. These scriptures are beautiful, man. If you don't see that now, man, there's something wrong with you. But anyway, I don't want to digress too much. Chant down Babylon, all right? But the name and believing is the key, all right? And faith. Anyway, all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yashai. Mawatha Ba Babal Kwam Yashrala Shalom.